my name is Rana Dewey, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Pennsylvania Program Director for Red, White, and Blue, a community of over 500,000 suburban women nationally who are fighting extremism in their own communities. More importantly, I'm Parker's mom. Parker is extremely creative, wicked smart, a talented artist, a baker extraordinaire, and a sensitive old soul. He likes to hang with his friends, listen to music, and scroll social media. Basically, a typical teen. He also happens to be transgender. When Parker came out to his father and me at 12 years old, we were shocked. We had never seen any signs that he might be trans, or so we thought. You see, he had been experiencing significant depression and debilitating anxiety, but we did not know why then. Now we know. Parker was fighting to survive thoughts of self-harm, wanting to run away from home because he couldn't figure out why he didn't exactly fit in with the other kids, why his body felt strange, and why he had thoughts that told him he was so different that nobody could possibly ever love him, not even his parents. As we navigated these uncharted waters, there was a constant support in our lives: the public schools. The school counselors helped us find resources. Parker's teachers used his pronouns and new name appropriately. A beloved teacher had a classroom where Parker could go if he just needed a break from school and all the chaos. And the kids at school, they were accepting and kind. And things started to greatly improve for Parker the more he could settle into his true self. Parker is now 18 years old and a senior in high school. I used to want him... Yay! So I used to want him to be able to stay in the safety of middle and high school in our local community, because then he would not have to deal with all the hatred and bigotry that is in the outside world. But unfortunately, right now, I can't wait for him to graduate. Why? Because, as you all know, the attacks on our LGBTQ+ youth are coming fast and furiously at a national level, in Pennsylvania, and yes, even in my beloved community. I want to be clear, these attacks are not coming from Parker's teachers, the administrators, the librarians, or even the other students. The hatred is coming in the news and through legislation, from extremist politicians and pundits and the parents who follow their every word on social media. Just last week, the U.S. House passed the Parental Bill of Rights, which would force educators to out transgender students to their parents. Here in PA, anti-LGBTQ+ legislation continues to be introduced. Bills that prevent trans students from playing on sports teams that align with their identity, a bill that is more restrictive than Florida's Don't Say Gay law, and another that attacks gender-affirming care of youth through fear-mongering and painting a false picture. Even though these bills will most likely not become law right now, they're still harmful. They instill hatred, they promote only one set of ideals, and let me be clear, this will cause violence against the LGBTQ+ community. Additionally, these bills give our local school district boards the language to adopt policies and procedures, like in Central Bucks School District. Did you know that Central Bucks will be spending in excess of $1 million taxpayer dollars to defend themselves against their own discriminatory and harmful agenda? Copycat parental rights or book banning policies are being floated in districts like Central York, Penridge, Hempfield, and Perkiomen Valley. Make no mistake, these policies will be showing up at your school board soon. But despite all of this, we are the majority. The majority of Americans believe that transgender people should be protected from discrimination and that books written by or portraying members of the LGBTQ+ community should not be banned. Know this, a small, hateful few cannot dim your light or take away your identity, because you are loved by many. So what can we do? Did you know that every single school district in Pennsylvania has a school board director up for election this year? So we have to organize. We have to educate our friends and neighbors with conversations about what is at stake. We have to know who is on the ballot and what they stand for, and then tell every single person we know. These conversations can change hearts and minds. We also need to write or call our elected officials and tell them to protect trans kids by enacting positive legislation, like what Rep. Hohenstein had mentioned, to enshrine the rights of the LGBTQ+ community. So we will fight back, we will vote, and we will make sure that all of our like-minded friends and family also show up on election day. We all have to, for the kids. Thank you.
Trans youth! Protect trans youth! Protect trans youth! Protect trans youth! Yes!